Let's think about project management for a second. Imagine it's a high-stakes road trip. You're behind the wheel, your team's in the passenger seats, and your destination is a successful project delivery. So the real question is, are you the kind of driver who gets them there safely, or are you about to steer everyone right off a cliff?
And that right there, that really gets to the heart of it. See, the real danger here isn't the incompetent manager. Nope, it's the brilliant one. The one with all the certifications who's super smart, but dangerously inexperienced. They know the textbook theory of driving, sure, but they've never actually handled a car skidding on a wet road.
So why do we keep doing this? Why do we keep handing the keys to these drivers? Well, it usually starts with what I like to call the showroom seduction. We get completely dazzled by the flash, the shiny new thing, and we forget to actually check what's under the hood.
And you can really see the difference here, right? On one side, you've got the brand new PM, showroom gleam, 0 miles, a whole alphabet of certs after their name. Looks fantastic. And on the other side, the seasoned pro, a few stone chips, maybe a repaired mirror. They don't just have turbocharged intelligence, they have that hard-won instinct. And yet, time and time again, we pick the showroom model.
And this is exactly where that kind of thinking gets you. You start prioritizing how things look over how they actually work, choosing the most difficult, dramatic, cliffside path just because it looks impressive, while the entire team in the back is gripping the dashboard in pure terror.
But you know, this isn't just about a stressful ride. Choosing the wrong driver, man, it is expensive. The real, hard numbers behind these kinds of poor decisions are, well, they're staggering.
$2 trillion. $2 trillion. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's the global cost of poor project management. Every single year. We're talking $1 million wasted every 20 seconds. This isn't some small leak we're dealing with, it's a fire hose of wasted money and resources.
And look, this isn't some rare thing happening on just a few projects. The average project goes over budget by 27%. These are the stats of an industry that keeps choosing that scenic, cliff-edged road when there's a perfectly good, safe highway available.
It's a bit of a cynical joke, I know, but wow, does it hit close to home. We have this tendency to reward activity that looks like progress, like driving in circles and calling it iterative delivery, even when it's just taking the team on a really long, completely unnecessary detour.
Okay, the money is one thing, a staggering thing, but it's not even the real cost here. The real toll is paid by the passengers, your project team. Check this out. Employees who are experiencing burnout are over 2.5 times more likely to be actively looking for another job. So when a leader pushes their team too hard with these crazy, unrealistic schedules, they're not just risking the project. They're actively pushing their best people right out the door. And the fix? Well, it's not rocket science. Supportive leadership, leadership that actually protects its team, makes burnout 70% less likely. The math on this is dead simple. The return on investment is a healthy, engaged, and loyal team. But here's the kicker. An overconfident driver, they never blame themselves. They'll blame the road, they'll blame the car, they'll blame anything but their own decision to take that risky route in the first place. That lack of accountability, it's a classic sign of inexperienced leadership. Okay, so we've spent a lot of time talking about the problem. Let's pivot. Let's talk about the solution. For any new managers listening right now, think of this as your guide to reading the road ahead and becoming that seasoned, reliable driver your team needs. First things first, we have to completely change how we think about real experience. It's not about being a hero, swooping in to save the day from a disaster that,
let's be honest, you probably helped create. No, true expertise is the quiet foresight to see the washed out bridge on the map and just choose a better route. It's avoiding the disaster altogether. So here it is, 3 practical rules for the road. Number 1, prioritize your team's well-being. They're your most valuable asset, not a resource you can just burn through. Protect them. That means pushing back on deadlines that treat them like robots. Number 2, build schedules based on reality, not just wishful thinking. Factor in how fast your team actually works and build in buffers for the things that will go wrong. And number 3, value foresight, not heroics. The most important work you do happens before you even turn the key. So please, look at the map first. And one last thing. This is for all of you out there who are hiring project managers. You've got to stop being seduced by that showroom gleam. Start hiring for the entire journey, not just the first 10 miles.
You know, our whole culture in the workplace is kind of backward on this. We tend to reward the dramatic hero who navigates a crisis, but we completely overlook the quiet professional whose foresight meant there was no crisis to begin with. We've got to flip that script.
And if you're still not convinced, remember this. Over 2/3 of all project failures are not due to ignorance. They're due to ineffective management. The person knows the rules of the road. They just don't know how to drive responsibly. That ineffective brilliance is the hardest thing to spot and the most costly. You know, at the end of the day, it really just comes down to this. Experience isn't a clean record. It's the scars. It's the scratches on the bumper that prove you've navigated tough roads and actually learned from them. You gotta value the miles. You gotta value the wisdom that only comes from the journey itself.
So I'll just leave you with this final question to think about. When you're choosing a leader, what are you focused on? The shiny presentation at the kickoff, or the state of the team and the project at the finish line? Because your answer will determine whether your next project is a smooth ride or a trip straight off a cliff.